Hey you guys, it's Oshi and this is gonna be my January reflection and what I'm gonna be using in February deck video. I already have a confession to make. I don't have all the decks that I was supposed to be using in January because I lent one to my friend who went on a holiday and she needed a more smaller, more compact deck, which was the Lightseers Pocket edition, so I didn't really use it, but honestly I used it for a week. It was awesome, you know, I like that deck, so there's nothing like awesome to or surprising or unexpected to report with that one. And another thing before I just quickly go through all the decks, I realized that, you know, choosing decks because, oh, they are all pocket edition, it's gonna be fun, was a stupid idea. It didn't really work. The decks are really great, but because there was no rhyme or reason, no coherent theme in choosing them, I kind of don't feel like they worked as well as they would have if, you know, I'd chosen some sort of a theme or something, which is interesting because we will see how my February theme is gonna be a good enough theme, even though I think it's gonna be better. So this one is the Swiss Weight, the Centennial, the Pocket Edition. I use it mostly for, I didn't do any, okay, so I used all the decks for either weekly or two of them for monthly and daily pools. I didn't do any videos for my other channel because I was just so busy. It's the last semester of my university course or whatever it's called, program. So I just don't have time to pretty much do anything. Just, you know, I'm working on my thesis and blah, 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 blah. It's gonna be a long 6 months or 5, Jesus, yes. So I didn't really use these in any other capacity, just my, you know, personal readings. It was good. It works well, but it's absolutely not my favorite still. The original images, I know a lot of people love them, and I know it's kind of like blasphemy to say that I'm not really into them, because this is why we have so many other great decks, and that's why I'm gonna be forever grateful for these and for Pixie, you know, for illustrating, because without this deck, no other Rider-Waite-Smith based deck would exist. But I think it's just more so a novelty for me. I don't feel attached to it. I don't read really awesomely with it, so I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not keeping it because I like it, but I have another RWS deck, the... what was the name? I don't know. It's a bigger one, and that's, I think, still the most watched video on my channel. So if you click on my channel, you can see which one is that video, and you can see the name of that deck. So that's going back to the shelf, which now has 3 shelves instead of 2, because I still have more decks than it would have fit 2. So that's gonna be at some point a collection update, I guess. The Pocket Tarot, unfortunately, when I used it for a weekly reading, I think I had more time to sit down and actually connect with the card imagery, but with the daily pulls, I didn't, so I don't think I got the most out of the deck that way. The reason why I wanted to include this one is because at some point I was really connected with the deck, and then it just kind of faded or disappeared, and I want to go back to that really, I don't even know how to say that, like, close connection to the deck. It's an object, and I don't personify my my decks. It is a conduit. It's a channel. So maybe the power that's, you know, that I'm interacting with when I'm reading is not really into this deck at the moment. Could be just that simple. Or I have to learn something from a different deck, and that's why I'm not really connecting with this one. But definitely, if I want to build up a closer relationship with the imagery, with the meanings and everything, I have to use it in a setting where it's sitting down, it's thinking through, it's making notes, journaling about it. So it's a more in-depth reading, not just pulling a card in a in the morning, because today is my birthday, and I pulled the Ten of Swords and the Four of Pentacles so far, and it's 2:30. The day has nothing like a Ten of Swords energy in it. Of course, it could be that as soon as I finish this video, something's gonna like hit and I'm gonna experience the Ten of Swords. But I just feel like that the card combination, or just the card, because the Ten of Swords fell out first, was supposed to be about something else. And I don't know if you ever felt like it, and I often do, not often, but sometimes I feel like that, and maybe that happened with these cards. I feel like when I'm pulling daily cards, that I'm pulling for a different timeline, because the cards are very consistent for a story that's happening, but it's just not my life. And I kind of feel like this could have been like it's a different reality when these cards are messages for, and maybe it's 2 out of the window the UFOs are landing in my garden thinking, I don't know, but sometimes I just feel like that. So with this one, definitely need more time. Sacred Destiny was awesome. I used it as a main energy for my weekly ones. If I didn't have more than one oracle for February, I would keep it, but this is a tried, true. I don't need to test it. It works well. I just miss sometimes. I just miss this deck sometimes. Deck, but you know, it goes back to the shelf for now. And then I had the 2 new decks, not 2, just one. This one, which I didn't have time to film. First impression, I don't know if I'm gonna actually. I made the mistake that I used this one and the emote for my monthly, because I was thinking I don't want to do the envelope system, and then as soon as I pulled cards for January, I felt like it's not what I'm supposed to be pulling, so I went back and did the rest of the year as an envelope reading with a bunch of decks. So that's gonna be fun, hopefully. But it's not just that I realized that I shouldn't pull cards in, because I just don't feel like I was in the right mindset when I was pulling the cards for the month. So I definitely have to make time this year on the 21st of December, clear my calendar, make sure I have time and sit down, relax, get in the zone and pull cards for the whole year, because that's how it works so well. I'm not entirely sure how well it's going to work for this year, because I wasn't that relaxed and that in the zone than I was last year. But I think it's still going to be better than pulling a card when I'm really hectic, and you know, when life is hectic, when I'm just all over the place and I can't really find like not just half an hour to pull cards, because a monthly is at least an hour. So we will see. But besides that, because I pull cards from both decks were unusable for the whole month. So these 2 are gonna be part of my February setup as well. And I think that was all. I don't see any other decks. So those were the January decks. Can you believe that the whole month is already over? I cannot. And then let's see. So the theme for February is my birthday. So what does it mean in decks? I saw a deck today, by the way, which was made in 1982, and I was like, I should buy it because it's the same age as me, but it's an unfamiliar. I'm not familiar with the deck, and it's not that good a deck. So I was like, no, I don't need to. So I let it go. I was very proud of myself. I don't need a novelty deck for that reason. But the theme for this month is I picked decks just for the sake of I loving them. I'm excited to have them. These 2 already there. Emote, absolutely. That deck, I cannot wait to use it more than just, you know, like once. Another one, like, it's been a while that I use my own deck, and the ink drop, look at that. It just makes me excited. So even though I don't really like the super smooth, I think, or it's the regular smooth cardstock that ooh, it's still dusty even that Make Playing Cards have for this deck. So at some point, I think, I don't know if I have it available in linen, but if I don't, I will make it available and I will buy myself a copy, because the black parts are so a bit more scratchy than I would, you know, like want, because I'm using the deck a lot. That's why I can see it, which is weird because I never really noticed that. So I don't know if it's just something that changed with Make Playing Cards, but you know, when this is supposed to be like darkness, and there's like wear and tear, which is good because it shows that I'm using the deck, but it's weird. And I still haven't etched it, and I think I'm gonna do a simple black, maybe today. You know, I'm gonna be deck modding as soon as I'm finishing this video, by the way. And the deck modding is gonna be the Crow Tarot, because I didn't have time to do it. So this is gonna be part of the February setup, because like I said last time, I really love this deck, but I didn't had a lot of time to use it. I know, you were sad too. Yes, we were hermits. You know, the deck is talking to me right now. The deck was in a hermit mode because I didn't pull it out, but now I'm gonna take it off and we're gonna just, you know, go ahead and make life awesome for us. So yes, this is definitely gonna be part of the February setup, but I need to make it smaller because it's oracle size, and I can't, I don't have the finger length. I don't have spidery fingers to keep the whole deck, and it's draining. It's you know, it's painful after a while to shuffle it. So this is gonna be chopped up today while I'm gonna be watching a bunch of either tarot videos, or I made the mistake and started Sullivan's Crossing on Netflix, which is a lovely, you know, it's predictable, but it's a lovely family drama, and I need something like that, so I'm gonna be doing that. Another deck that I bought for myself for my birthday, not knowing that it was for my birthday, because I bought it as a less deck for 2025. Even though technically I think I bought it on the 2nd of January, but I was like, no, this still belongs to the, you know, like previous year, because I'm on a low buy year, definitely. Not just because of money, because I spend the money. I cannot do not spending, you know, like money years. But I'm gonna spending money on ink fountain pennings, because it's been years since I actually bought inks, so I'm very excited again to buy fountain pen inks, but not a whole bunch, and not before summer, because I want to swatch my whole collection to see what I have, because I don't remember, and then after that I can, you know, I can actually be like relatively what's the diplomatic word, relatively mindful about what I'm getting, because I'm sure that I'm gonna be buying shimmering inks, because I just love shimmer. But and also I already have like 4 inks coming from Korea, which is at my friend's place, because that was for my birthday for myself, so I justified it with that, because, you know, those are inks that I can get a lot cheaper from Korea, so yes. But this one is the updated version of the Smoke, Ash and Embers. I absolutely love the box. It's not just the 2-piece, and look, there's a star. I don't know if you can, like, I can show it, but there's a star here. It's so nice, and as you can see, I haven't touched it yet, because this is such a clever idea. I didn't know. I don't think I've seen the box anywhere else, like the full design. And this is how it looks. You get like a cardboard, which looks so nice, and then I might actually glue. I'm thinking about gluing these two pieces in the box, so I don't have to, you know, like be too mindful about getting the deck out. And I have extra 2 bookmarks as per usual. Which I usually, by the way, I'm thinking about giving it to friends so I can, you know, use that as a, hey, look, there's this deck. You should get it. So nothing is new here. I don't think there was a design change in any of the cards. It's just the box. But I don't know which one I'm gonna be using, by the way, because I have the old edition. Maybe this is gonna be, you know, like safely put away to like this. It's gonna be, maybe I'm gonna be, you know, like keeping this one as a backup. Because I love the original that I have. And I also have the prototype, which I used in my monthly envelopes, because I realized that I made a mistake last year that I put in the original deck, and then I was not thinking about having the prototype to use it all year, so you know, that was a whole thing. But then again, you know, the backs are different, so maybe I'm gonna be using both. I don't know. I'm not really someone who's very precious with their deck, because I want my decks to be used, not decorations most of the time. Supernatural deck being an exception. But we will see. I don't know yet. I have options. That's the fun part. Then I have the Sephiroth. This is the Kickstarter edition, which I don't really like still, the box. It's a cool box, but not very practical. I like this deck. I'm not really, you know, like, oh, why is it upside down? A peep deck person, but maybe just the design is just so pretty that I don't mind. But I don't mind. I can read really well with this deck. I love this one. So, especially, I mean, look at those dark blues. Beautiful colors. So yeah, this is gonna be part of the lineup because it's been a while that I used it. And do I think I will have enough opportunity to see these decks out? I don't think so, because like I said, it's a busy time of my life. But maybe, I don't know. I also don't know where I'm gonna be storing these, because usually they are on my left side of my desk, but maybe I need to rearrange things and put my laptop in the corner, and then I can put the decks here, because the main issue is that every time I pull my laptop down here to work on it, because it's on a little pedestal thing, all the cables are, you know, bumping it into like my mugs, my decks, so it's not good. So I might change things around on my desk. Why not? I love doing that when I'm, you know, like having some free time. So we will see. And then I can just, you know, display them better. Because I want to, I don't know, but you know, I don't know if I need to have these here or if I can just keep them in a dedicated place on my shelf. But I don't know. How do you guys do it? If you have a larger collection, and you pull decks out for like certain months or seasons or whatever, do you keep them separately, or you just put them in a basket and put it somewhere? What's your system? Please do share. Another one is the White Newman, because it's, you know, February, because of Valentine's Day, is about love. And I have things to work on that area, so I'm definitely keeping this one on my table or somewhere. And it's still a very interesting deck, because I'm so glad that I didn't, you know, get rid of it. And I don't often try to think back which decks I sold, because I know that back then when I sold those decks, that was the best decisions for me. But with some certain decks that I was hesitant and I kept it for a longer time, and now I'm enjoying it so much, it makes me, you know, like sometimes make me second guess myself that maybe it was a mistake to sell any of my decks, because maybe the time wasn't just right for them. But you know, I already did it, so I don't really want to go back and think about decks that I really miss. There's one that I keep thinking about, and I edged that one, so I'm not getting back the edged one. Though maybe I was thinking I would reach out to the person that I sold, because we're friends now, to, you know, just let them know if they ever want to sell the deck, I would be happy to buy it back if they still have it, because I don't know, maybe they don't even have it anymore. And I think it was the Terror of the Ocean or something like that. It's a Llewellyn deck with the Lover's card was when the guy was sitting in a boat, and the mermaid was, you know, like coming up from the ocean. That was the Lover's card, because that's the one that I keep remembering, that maybe I shouldn't just... I can't remember why I got rid of it now. Maybe it was just like I have too much text and I don't need it, I'm not using it, so I'm getting rid of. There was some sort of a anxiety about, you know, overwhelm connected to decks when I sold a bunch of decks. But anyway, so that's the one that I'm thinking about getting back at some point. Maybe, I don't know. Not this year, because we're not buying really a lot of decks. I have a Kickstarter deck coming in the second half of the year, which is gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't remember the name right now. You know what? Let's see if I can quickly click through Kickstarter, because Kickstarter is a dangerous place for me, because, you know, I'm not buying mass market decks, because I'm just like, I don't want to pay for shipping on Libristo, and then I go ahead and buy like back decks on Kickstarter, which is a lot more expensive. So yeah, whatever. So it's the Life After Everything, Astro Oceans Tarot, and tabletop RPG. And I, for the first time in my life, I opted for a higher tier than the basic. I paid $99. Yes, altogether, because that upgrade meant that I would get, I don't even know what I got for it. Wait, I just remember that upgrading it to that tier gave me an Oracle deck for free. Is it for free? Not really, but you know what I mean. So I can't really remember. That's gonna be extra stuff, and I know that there's a dice, a beautiful dice set. And I always wanted to have, I'm talking about dices like I didn't just started buying them a year ago, but ever since I saw those dice sets when the inside is moving, because you can do that in resin, and I saw that previously with other designs as well. I wanted one, but it was just too expensive, so I was like, I don't wanna. Your selection. Okay, so I'm gonna be getting the deck, the guidebook, which is gonna be like a hard bound copy, which is awesome. I'm getting a journal, which I don't know, I don't really care, because these are the things that I don't really care. A Stardust Tarot bag, not really something I'm really interested in, but the dice, oh god, if you haven't seen it on Kickstarter, check the dice set. That dice set is beautiful. But yeah, I don't know, I'm getting stuff. Actually, I don't know what I'm getting. I don't think I'm getting anything else. Unless, you know, there was some stuff that, you know, everybody gets, but I can't remember what it was. And it was 70 minutes. It's funded in 70 minutes. You know why? Because it's beautiful and it's holographic. I haven't stayed that, but it's a black deck with holographic inlay. It's better be amazing or I'm gonna be really, really sad. But back to another inlay, because I have issues with, not issues, I have a preference for shimmery stuff and inlays and coppery stuff and whatever. It's been a while that I had the Citadel out, but this was again a deck that I fell in love with the first time I used it. I was so sad it was not my thing, thinking of creating a deck like this, but I think it's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I just want to get to know it better, because I should pull more cards, and maybe I'm gonna be changing around my weekly card pulls, and I don't know, not pull tarot, because that's, you know, in a way it's cheating because I'm pulling easy stuff. But I'm gonna be, I don't know, maybe pull 3 cards from this one or even 6, just to get more familiar with the decks, because I'm in my era and I think it's my sister's effect on me, because this is how she pulls cards, that she pulls a lot of cards for one reading. And I'm kind of feeling like I want to do that too. I don't know if we're looking in the video, sorry guys. But yeah, maybe I should just move things like this, because I still have 3 decks. So yeah, I want more. Maybe I should, you know, like, maybe I should do the weekly ones with Oracle. That's what I'm thinking. And actually sit down, read the guidebook, get to learn the decks, and so on and so on. This was part of my yearly one last year, which meant that I wasn't able to use it otherwise. Just looking at these beautiful cards on my desk, on my table. Oh, I mean, look at that. Oh man. And this was done by a tattoo artist, and I would die. I don't want to die. I would love to, you know, get a tattoo like this. It's just so beautiful. And I'm really hopeful that I don't know if the person Heather Robbins is ever thinking about making a tarot deck, but it would be so beautiful. I mean, there's so much knowledge in an astrological deck that I think that someone who creates a deck like this could easily create. Okay, maybe it's just my perception. Easily create a tarot deck. So yeah, I'm really still, I don't know why, but I'm just kind of hoping that it's gonna happen at some point. But yeah, I couldn't use it last year, so definitely missed it. It's beautiful. I want to see it more. And 2 decks left. Another one is the Todalcott Sci-Fi Tarot. I haven't had a lot of time to use it, and it's a really cool deck. I still would like to have a modern sci-fi tarot, but I haven't seen anything that's not just aliens, for example. So that's the deck that I want to create, by the way, at some point. So maybe that's why it's better if I don't see it, because it's gonna motivate me to actually learn how to digitally draw, or yeah, something like that, because I need to do it like in a really like modern way. And I don't think traditional art techniques for that would work, though I don't know, maybe I have ideas. But yeah, what I have in my mind, I would need to learn to draw. So it's not gonna happen anytime soon. But I'm definitely gonna be using this one because it's just a really cool deck, and I haven't used it a lot yet. And I don't understand why half of my deck is upside down, because I don't read with reversals. What else? And the last one is a gift from a friend, and yes, it's a fake one, but my friend didn't know. Like, she have no idea about, you know, like tarot. She just knows that I read it. It was a very, like, it's a touching thing, because she never asked for a reading from me. She doesn't, I don't think she believes in it, or I don't know what's her reason, but we never talk about it. She's, you know, never said anything wrong. It's just it's not part of her life. But when she saw this, you know, she was like, oh, it's a tarot deck and it's cats, it must be really cool. And you know, her intentions were all good, all pure. And I wouldn't buy a fake deck because I know it's a fake, but she had no idea. And it's not her fault, because F those who create fake decks, because, you know, see, people who just want to be nice will buy it because this is what they see on the shelf. And she didn't order it, you know, in a site where it was cheap. She went into a store, saw it, bought it. So she had zero reason to believe that it's not legitimate. And unfortunately, I see that in Hungary as well. There's a really cool crystal store or crystal shop where I went a couple of times, that I bought a few really nice crystals, like this one. Like, look at this, so cute. So cute. So cute and cool. That's what I was meant to say. Like, I don't know, it's just, I look at this and it looks like winter. So, you know, awesome crystals. And there are tarot decks, and some of them are fake. And I just don't, because I don't think they for sure buy it knowing. So maybe, you know, their importer or whatever, the person who sells the deck for them is the one who's selling the fake decks. I don't know, but I'm not gonna throw away, because, you know, it was a gift and it's all infused with good intentions. So what I decided that I'm gonna be putting it aside and use it because, you know, it's meant to be used. But I'm gonna be only use it for readings when I want advice on our relationship, because it's gonna be a dedicated, you know, like energy for our friendship, our like relationship, our things. And I think for right now it feels okay. It doesn't feel like it's a horrible decision. It's not a good quality deck, by the way, so if you're thinking about getting the Cats Rule the Earth deck, definitely get the original one. I don't know if the original one is greenish. I don't think so. It's so green. Because everything seems a lot greener than normally would. And the only good thing is, you know, the size. It's smaller than a regular deck, which I appreciate. But yeah, it's gonna be a dedicated deck for that. But it's part of my February, because I need to do some digging. Advice. I definitely need advice to how to be more supportive. Not because we have issues, but I just want to be, you know, more supportive. So this is it. It's quite a lot of decks. Like I said, I have no idea how I'm gonna be doing things. We're gonna see when March begins. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, and hope your February is awesome. Cannot wait to see you guys like videos that you chose, and please answer all the questions that I had in the video, so I can have some ideas about. I don't even know what I was asking about, but look at that. This was a Christmas gift from a friend. It felt very birthday. And yes, a kiss didn't turn into a prince, unfortunately. But maybe I'm gonna find a frog at some point, and that frog is gonna turn into a prince, because that would be cool. Or not. I don't even know what I'm talking about now, so bye!